Welcome back, everybody. Today is part 3 of the Predator Hemi build. We will be installing the stainless steel valve kit from Arc Racing. The kit comes with both stainless steel valves, the keepers and retainers, lash caps, and 26-pound springs. They are stock 27mm intake valve and 25mm exhaust valve. We will also be installing the NR Racing roller rockers 1:2 ratios, which is also from Arc Racing. And if anybody is interested, the part numbers to these are, for the stainless steel valve kit, it is DJ-SS valves-HKT, and for the roller rockers it'll be DJ-2102-PH. Now this is for the Hemi build. You will also need a lapping tool, which you can get at your local hardware store or your local auto parts store. I will be using Royal Purple 10W30 oil, and I will be using assembly lube. Normally you don't want to use this, but the head isn't going to be put right on the engine right away, so I'm going to be mixing this with the Royal Purple just so it stays a little lubricated. You're also going to need valve compound, grinding compound, and you're going to need some way to compress the spring, which I've used the C-clamp and took a 19mm socket. I did put a cut in the socket so I can get in there to install the keepers. So let's get started. Okay, first thing you want to do when getting ready to lap your valves is you're going to want to put a little bit of lubrication on your valve stem. You do not want to spin this thing around dry inside your valve guides. Prevent it from chewing it up. And when you do use this valve compound, grinding compound, use very little. Little goes a long way. We'll show you this process, and then we'll get moving on to the next parts. You want to make sure when you're grinding your valves that you got a nice, consistent, even line. You'll see, I'll show you once it's done. You can hear the difference too as you're doing it. Okay guys, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I hope you'll be able to see it. What you're going to want is there's a nice gray line all the way around. You want it to be as consistent as you can get it. Same thing with the valve seat itself. Make sure that it has a even line all the way around it. If not, grind it a little bit more, put a little bit more valve compound on there, and grind it a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and do the exhaust part, and then we will continue assembling the valve springs, the valve keeps, and retainers. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, I got the exhaust valve done. I mean, I really hope you guys can see it. I will check out what it looks like on camera when I edit it, but you want a nice smooth line all the way around. Same thing with the head itself, the valve seats themselves. You know, and then once you're done with this, make sure you definitely clean everything off really well. I like using carburetor cleaner or brake cleaner. Anything from your local auto parts store will work just fine. Just make sure that you don't get any of this compound down in your valve guides. It'll really make a mess of things. Yes, and then same thing with the head. You want a nice, I really can't see if you guys are seeing this or not. You want a really nice even line all the way around the valve seats itself. But let's get these put back in and flip the head over and get ready to put the valve springs and keeps and retainers in. Okay. Okay guys, I put the intake spring and cap and keepers on already. It has proven to be a really difficult task catching it on camera. The 26-pound springs are definitely something you can't compress by hand and then put the keepers in there. I'm going to try to get the exhaust side on camera to show you guys exactly how it's done. So let's see if we can do this on camera. Okay guys, I got the C-clamp set in place. This is a lot easier to do on an automotive than it is onto these engines. The head's so awkwardly shaped that it makes it really difficult. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. Seems like my camera just doesn't give off the clarity that I'd like it to be. But we'll try it on camera. I'm trying to give you guys the best angle. It is really difficult to do so. Okay. Alright guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this off camera, just make it a lot easier, and then I'll bring you back and show you the end results. I'm pretty sure you guys get how this works. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay guys, it's been a couple of days later. I didn't get any video footage of me installing the retainers, the keepers, and the springs, due to it was a lot more difficult than what I expected. The C-clamp method kind of worked and kind of didn't. This is what it looks like with them installed. I ended up finding out that the intake side was pretty simple to do with the C-clamp method, but the exhaust side proved to be really frustrating. What I ended up using was a piece of airplane model wood. It's real soft, and I ended up using flat nose pliers, which I pushed down onto the cap and then inserted the clips. Sorry that you don't get to see that part, but let's move on. Today we'll be installing the NR Racing roller rockers. Pretty simple to do, but we'll get to it. Okay, now the clip piece, you want to make sure you're very careful. Do not lose this. Very hard to find. Okay, and there we go. Now we got a roller rocker. I'll get the other one on and we'll call this part done. Okay, there we go. They're all done, all installed. And this part of the build is now done.